Hello my friends, Asoka The Geek here, and for this review we're going to take a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector Edition Action Comics #1 Superman Variant Edition, or Platinum Edition Superman. So I got this figure via the EQL site. That's the new site that McFarlane Toys is using to give every collector a chance to get these exclusive Trace variant figures. Super easy. I signed up for the website. You provide your credit card information and you're randomly selected. So if you enter, it's like a drawing basically, and if you win, they charge your credit card and ship you the figure. So it gives you a chance to get a Platinum Edition figure or a Comic-Con figure or an exclusive figure, you know, and I think it's worked out so far. I've known a few people who've tried it and they've all gotten the figure, so that's, you know, encouraging. So there is a way to get this. Man, usually I don't really care too much about the Platinum Edition figures. You know, usually there's nothing that really concerns me. But this one really did. I really wanted this figure because this is a beautiful rendition of the Superman #1 Superman. I know there's a few issues with it, which we'll get to, but man, I just love Superman. He's my favorite character, so I of course wanted this figure quite a bit. Honestly, this whole EQL thing, yeah, it did enable me to get this figure, you know, without a lot of effort, but I also, again, question why this was even a Platinum Edition release. Kind of like any sort of Platinum Edition. Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts there. You know, I'm fine with having chase figures. I understand it's the nature of the business, is, you know, create some demand for these figures, yada yada yada. But figures like this that are like, you know, figures you know everyone would want, I would much prefer them be regular releases, so that everyone can get this figure. I don't know. I don't really understand the business of that, of making some figures exclusive, because this is a figure I think a lot of people would have bought, but instead now it's in a limited quantity, so they're only able to sell it to a certain number of people. You know, I think this will sell as equally as the regular edition, because people like me who love Superman will buy every version of his costume if you make it available. I will literally buy every version of Superman's costume if you made it available for purchase. Like, I would love a whole wall of every Superman costume ever created in action figure form. And I know I'm not alone in my thinking here. So again, I don't really get the economics of making this limited and making it scarce, because if this just ends up on eBay or the secondary market, you know, the toy company doesn't get any of that profit. You know, it just becomes a rarity. So again, I'm just rambling and on a tangent now. I just wish this was available to everyone, so they can just go on Amazon, go on the McFarlane Toy Store, click purchase, and purchase the figure, because we all want this figure. Alright, enough of my ranting there. But here is the figure. So this is the new Collector Edition series that McFarlane is doing. So for an extra, like, you know, $8 to $10, these are like $29.99. This is going to be the Collector Edition line. For this first line of Collector Editions, I covered this in my previous review. Don't really see what's making this, you know, much more of a Collector Edition figure. You know, you get the nice stand for the card. You get another nice stand that you'll see in a minute. But it doesn't come with a bunch of extra hands, a bunch of extra head sculpts. So I think if you're going to call something a Collector Edition, man, you got to really give us a lot more to this figure. Again, most of us are willing to spend like $30 to $35 on a fully decked out Collector Edition figure with a brand new sculpt, tons of accessories. You know, obviously we would spend that money, but, you know, I think you should make it worth your while a little bit more. But, you know, this is already open, so I don't have to do my usual transition. Let's just get it out of the packaging. So you can see there that he does come with two stands, a flight stand and the regular DC stand with the silver DC logo. And then here is the figure itself. Again, love the stand it comes with, love the trading card, really nice. And then I did already open this figure, so I can easily pull him out here, more or less. And then we'll take a look at the figure itself. There we go. Alright, so here is the figure. So again, this is a variant of the regular edition, which I have right there. So the one on the left, Action Comics #1. Inside of the comics, the boots are blue like this. They don't look like this, but you know, they're blue. And then on the one on the right here is from Superman #1, if I'm not mistaken. Now, are these perfect representations of the way he was drawn? No, these do not look like, you know, the same artwork as the comics. This is definitely the McFarlane version of it, using the infected Superman buff. But I still really love both of these figures. Again, being a huge Superman fan, I would love to get even more versions of this figure with different costumes, just so I could have a nice shelf with all these different versions of Superman's costume. I think that would look great. And like, just to have two classic versions of Superman's costume, like you see here, the Action Comics #1, Superman #1, this is awesome. Give me Electric Blue Superman, give me John Byrne's Superman, and all the different versions of Superman, Kurt Swan in this style. It'd just be fun to have this figure in different variations. But that's me. I know a lot of people are tired of this body. I personally love it, but again, that's my opinion. But you can see the differences between the one on the right and the one on the left. Obviously the costumes are darker blue. Both of these don't have the paint loops painted. I don't know why. And then you can see the other differences there. So these are basically the exact same figure, except this one is painted differently and has a different logo on it. And there it is. And I think even the head sculpt is pretty much exactly the same. Even the shading's the same it looks like. So yeah, just really a different costume choice. Let's put this one guy down. So I've already reviewed this figure basically before, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but man, this is just a great figure. I love it. I love the head sculpt. You know, it just, you know, it might not be an exact classic representation of what you see in the comic books, but I think it's just an awesome classic looking Superman, and I just love this classic costume. You know, bring on a Max Fletcher costume and all the old school Superman figures. I think this body looks especially great for that. But please paint the paint loops next time. That would be nice. Just get those loops painted, especially since they're clearly visible. I am not a customizer by any means. I'm terrible at painting anything, so I'm not going to try and fix that. But it would have been nice if they were painted red. But other than that, love this figure. Super stoked I got it. But again, I would love if these were just available to anyone who wanted it. You know, the chase, man, trying to chase these figures down and enter these drawings, it gets weary. You know, I think most of us just want to be able to buy things. We just want the figure, we just want to buy it, you know, so hopefully McFarlane Toys will take that in consideration on future releases. But there you have it. So I'm stoked for this figure. I think it looks awesome. Look at that. Such a great classic Superman figure. But there you have it. So that's my opinion on this and this whole situation with EQL and all that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And that's it for now. Please follow me on Asoka The Geek on Instagram for more content. And please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel if you're interested or if you like these reviews. And other than that, have a great day, and thanks for watching.